Namaskar. So we are having a very important discussion on how do we conquer direct taxation. Since you're writing only group two, it's like audit of group. A lot of students face or fail in second group largely because of direct tax. Previous attempt was an exception where IDT turned out to be a bit more difficult, but this discussion will help you to conquer tax as a whole. Okay. Now, what are we trying to address here? Even after repetitive cycles, when I asked you specifically what topics you're good with and what topics need further improvement. You have a lot of questions and challenges, even after investing a lot of time. So, the next improvement is not going to happen quantitatively. Even if you put in further efforts, it's not going to improve your score automatically. I'll give you a simple way of understanding this. Let's say the skill level which is required for you to clear DT is 100. For the first 100 hours you invest, your skill level will move from 0 to 30. The next 100 hours you're investing, it is moving from 30 to 40. Next 100, 40 to 50. So we call it the marginal improvement. The marginal revenue for additional cost is not improving. So your score is not improving with the additional efforts. I hope you realize this, right? So this we are trying to address it through qualitative intervention using our learning our approach in the sense what is the fastest way to learn something. So this has worked wonders in audit because people who have been failing in audit for attempts together are able to clear in one attempt. So we're using the same fundamentals for DT. Of course, DT has a lot of numbers and the syllabus is huge. So we'll have to modify certain things accordingly. Okay. Now, to simplify the scope of the discussion, how do we learn everything given here and answer all the questions given in any ICI paper to get 50. Okay, this is the target. Even if we get 45, that's okay, but we're looking at 50, right? In order to approach this, we have divided the syllabus into chunks. Certain topics, let's say international taxation. Now, your international taxation alone will come for 30 marks. So the whole of international taxation will come for 30 marks. And apart from international taxation, there are certain topics. Let us say PGBP, TDS, TCS, assessment of various entities, charitable institutions, and all our assessment procedures. If you look at this chunk, at least 40 marks will come. So this plus your international taxation, 70 marks, out of which we have to score 40. How do we get there? Probably 16 marks in MCQs plus 24 marks in solving problems. Okay, this is the approach. So since you already have a reasonable understanding of all the topics, what we are doing is how do we get to the score improvement at a chapter level. For this, we have asked you to give us your status in each and every chapter, each and every topic. What is the current status? Is it completed entirely, yet to be done, or completed partially? How many further hours are required? And what is the intervention? This is exactly what you are given. So there are some topics, let's say deduction, collection, and recovery of tax. All of you have some issue in that. And especially smaller topics like BEPS. There is a definite question you still have an issue. So we are doing a 50-hour cycle. We are doing a 50-hour challenge, which will be supported by us, where we'll tell you how to address each of these topics. For example, in the previous cycle, all the international taxation topics we have done in a comparative approach. So we made the students draw tables in terms of all the four major chapters which are there. Now, what exactly is the objective of transfer pricing and what is the objective of DTA? When you start looking at things in this, you'll understand what is the reason. Why are you doing what you're learning? So that will give you crystal clarity. Then when you see a question, it will be easy for you to approach. Now, see, remembering the rates, equalization levy applicable or not is a different thing altogether. But you have to understand what is the rationale, what is the reason. And the fundamental incentive is by default, government wants to tax. Government wants to find a way to tax any transaction, except there are very strong exceptions. So you need to understand that most of the transactions are taxable. Largely, they are taxable. So you need to build a perspective in terms of what exactly is the treatment for a particular transaction. So this will complete international taxation in just one day. 30 marks coverage in just one day. Then PGBP, Hari is very good with that. So it will help you understand all the adjustments. In 3 to 4 hours, you'll sit in a similar session, and then all the adjustments in PGPP will be done. Only adjustments. Once you practice 60, 70 adjustments, you'll be sorted, right? Right? Only adjustments in PGPP. And over and above this, we were discussing what is the kind of intervention required for each and every chapter for different topics. Why is it complicated? Now, if you know what is difficult about each topic, you'll know what to do. For example, assessment of various entities. You have to know the rates largely, and the investment fund and business trust and all of those components. You have to pay extra attention. And again, deduction, collection, recovery tax rates, transfer pricing. A lot of people have a problem understanding the concept, and tax practices. Once again, rates. So all the topics in international taxation, both limits and time. Now appeals, levels of officers. So for each and every aspect, especially PGBP, again adjustments, basic concepts, again rates. So depending on the kind of topics, for some chapters you need to have more conceptual clarity. For some topics you need to know the rates. So we'll create charts for all the rates. We'll create visible charts which can go and sit on the wall for all the rates. Concepts, there will be conceptual explanation, and every single day we'll write an exam. Let's say today you're at 35. Let us assume you all crossed 40. But today, every day we write exam. 4 days, 50-hour challenge. Every day we write an exam. 35, 40, 45, 50 is a target. MCQ practice. Every day we'll practice MCQs for 1 hour. So exam 2 hours, 2-hour exam, and then MCQ practice. And exam keeps increasing. Let's say 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then we'll go to 3, something like that. We'll do MCQ practice, and then revision through index. Now using index will help you to conquer the whole subject at a time. And most importantly, the specific interventions. We prepared a file last time, so there is specific intervention which needs to be done for each and every chapter. So that way, you will be able to complete the whole of direct taxation in just 50 hours, where you will be able to touch 50. Is this clear? Okay. Now, I want your understanding of what has been discussed. You can just let us know if this will work for you. And if you have any additional questions over and above what we have discussed, you can ask us. So the approach which we are following, do you think this will work? Because if you're investing 50 hours into this, can you score 50?
I do not know that whether I can score 50 exactly or not, but I think there will be drastic improvement because the way we are studying till now is normal manual thing, like everything everyday studying. This way keeps us more memorizing the important aspects of a subject. So this might help definitely.
Okay. Anshika, bhai.
Yes, sir, it will definitely help us because we will be focusing on those topics which are typical because not everything is difficult. So it will help us to improve our score substantially.
Sir, I think it'll help is because when what we study, usually we study at a very gross level. And when we start attempting exams, like as every day you said we'll have an exam. So all those minute points which we really have to focus and we really have to put that in our head, I think that'll actually get our score to where we are actually from current say status to 50 or 50 above. So I think this will definitely help, sir.
So this will help us because mainly like when we get to know what mistakes we are doing, next time it'll be good for us to correct those, and the time that we spend on learning only the things which we know could be shifted to the topics which we don't know, and high scoring chapters like majority when more revisions are given, I guess the score can be improved.
You only want to speak at the market. All right. So we'll use these interventions. We'll give you a 50-hour schedule by the end of the day. Now, meanwhile, you're expected to go through all the solutions. RTP, just learn from the solutions. Sit here, same place, just complete and learn all the solutions, and then we'll get to the 50 hours schedule. Okay. Yeah.